Most people judge how well they're aging by the number on their birth certificate. But researchers who study healthy aging almost never look at age first. They look at 5 specific abilities. And if you still have most of these, the research suggests you're doing better than a lot of people half your age. My name is Dr. Lawson. As always, I'm an AI-assisted educational persona, not a replacement for your own doctor. What I'm sharing today is general information drawn from how researchers commonly assess healthy aging, not a diagnosis of where you personally stand. Let's go through these one at a time, and I want you counting along. How many of the 5 can you still do comfortably? Tell me your number in the comments when we're done. I read everyone. Number 1. Standing up from a chair without using your hands or arms for support. This sounds simple, but it's one of the most studied markers of lower body strength and balance in aging research, sometimes called the sit-to-stand test. It's used in clinical settings because it reflects leg strength, core stability, and balance all at once, in a way a single strength test alone doesn't capture. If you can still do this comfortably, that's a genuinely good sign for your lower body strength and fall prevention reserve. Number 2. Your walking pace on a flat surface, without feeling rushed or out of breath. Researchers sometimes call this gait speed, and it's been studied as one of the more reliable single indicators of overall physical resilience in older adults. Some studies have even called it close to a vital sign for aging, alongside things like blood pressure and heart rate. A steady, comfortable walking pace reflects a lot working well together: muscle strength, balance, cardiovascular fitness, and coordination. Number 3. Standing on one leg for even a brief moment, ideally near something to hold on to just in case. Balance is one of the abilities that tends to decline gradually and quietly, without much notice, until it matters, usually around a fall. Being able to hold single-leg balance even briefly is often used as a simple at-home marker of the balance systems that keep you steady day to day. If this one is hard for you right now, that's useful information too. Balance is also one of the most trainable abilities on this list at any age. I want to pause here and say something important. If you're finding several of these harder than they used to be, that is not a reason to panic. It's useful information, and often a very trainable one. But if you're also experiencing frequent falls, sudden weakness on one side of the body, or a rapid change in your ability to walk or balance over just days or weeks, that's a different category, and worth a prompt conversation with your doctor rather than something to work on gradually at home. If nobody has walked you through these markers this clearly before, this is a good moment to subscribe, because the last 2 on this list are the ones almost nobody talks about. Number 4. Grip strength. How firmly you can hold and squeeze something, like a jar lid or a handshake. This one surprises people because it seems unrelated to overall health, but grip strength has been studied fairly extensively as a marker that correlates with broader muscle mass and even some general health outcomes in older adults. It's not that weak grip strength itself causes problems. It's more that it tends to reflect what's happening with muscle mass and strength more broadly throughout the body. A simple way to notice this at home: does opening a jar feel like it used to, or does it feel like a genuine struggle now compared to a few years ago? Number 5. And this is the one people are often most nervous about: being able to recall a conversation or a small task from earlier the same day. Occasional forgetfulness, misplacing keys, blanking on a word, is a normal part of aging for most people and isn't itself a warning sign. What's more worth paying attention to is a noticeable change in that pattern over time, particularly if it's affecting daily life or is noticed by people close to you, rather than isolated moments everyone experiences. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Of these 5 abilities, the ones people worry about least, like grip strength and balance, are often the most trainable at any age. Consistent light strength and balance activities have been associated in research with measurable improvement in these markers even later in life. The body doesn't stop responding to this kind of practice just because of age. Here's a simple one to try today. Next time you stand up from a chair, try doing it once without using your hands. Not as a test to fail or pass, just as a starting point you can check back on in a month. So, out of the 5D, chair stand, walking pace, single leg balance, grip strength, recent memory, how many can you still do comfortably? Drop your number in the comments. I'd love to see where everyone's starting from. None of these 5 is a pass or fail test, and none of them alone tells the whole story. But together, they're a genuinely useful, research-informed way to check in with yourself outside of a doctor's office. If this helped you think about aging a little differently today, Subscribe for more of these breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.